Hello. Yes, very good morning, dear students. We'll start the class with silent prayer. Once again, very good morning. Yes, so yesterday we have completed all the methods of correlation and regression analysis. Okay, so third unit, bivariate analysis is completed. Okay, so do you have any doubts in the third unit? If you have any doubts in the third unit, you can put it in the chat box so that I can address those questions, and then we'll move on to the next chapter. Is there any doubt? So I already told you bivariate analysis, so which talks about two different analysis. One is correlation, another one is regression. Okay, these two methods are called as a bivariate analysis. Okay, in correlation, we solve the problem under Carl Pearson coefficient of correlation. How to find out the R value if the variables are given directly. Variables names are given, and suppose x and y is given as a variable directly, you can take x and y itself and then you can substitute in the formula and you can find out the answer. And if the values are given in a two digits, okay, and you have to use assumed mean for finding out the correlation coefficient. And if you're getting the values in a big size like 500 or 1000 or 750, you can follow the rule like change your origin and scale and then make it as a small number, and then you can substitute the formula and find out the R value. So this is what we worked out the problems under Carl Pearson coefficient of correlation. And the next one is rank correlation. Right, rank correlation. There are two variables they give, and you have to assign the rank for each variable and find out the difference of those two ranks, that is D, and substitute in the formula and get the rank. Okay, R value. Another way is sometimes they will give the rank directly, right? They will give the rank directly. So you can take those two variables rank as R1, R2 and find out the D. And sometimes instead of giving a two variable, they will give three variables, right? They will give three variables. So you have to assign rank for each and every variable, that is R1, R2, R3. And you have to find out the difference between R1, R2, and also difference between R2 and R3, and difference between R3 and R1. And you have to find out the R correlation coefficient R value for first and second variable, second and third variable, third and first variable. So when you are working out the rank correlation problem, please be careful while assigning the rank. Just first find out whether it is a two variable or three variable. According to that, you need to find the R value. So after finding the R value, interpretation is very, very important in the bivariate analysis method. Please understand, don't stop your answer R equal to 0.76. After that, you need to interpret. Since R equal to 0.76, which lies between plus 0.75 to plus 1, therefore there is a high degree positive correlation between, what is the two variable name? Between profit and sale, between X and Y, between age and height. Like that you have to interpret. Okay, and similarly for the rank correlation also. Rank correlations, when you are getting a two variable, no problem. You are going to write the interpretation the same way. But when you're getting a three variable, after assigning the rank for all those three variables, okay, you need to interpret that which pair of variable is best. Either first and second variable, or second and third variable, or third and the first variable. So we already solved the problem, right? Judge 1, judge 2, judge 3. We analyzed it. If they ask you to interpret which judge is the best, okay, so the like that, please, interpretation is very important. And then the second method of bivariate analysis is regression. So regression, how you have to find out the regression equation y on x, x on y. So by using simple method, we can calculate the regression equation x on y, y on x by using the simultaneous equation formula and find out the a and b value and substitute in that equation and find out the regression equation y on x, x on y. This is a simple method. Second method is what we discussed yesterday. Regression coefficient, regression equation through regression coefficient by actual mean, assumed mean. Actual mean means you have to find out the x bar and then find out the small x, small y value and substitute in the formula and get the equation y on x, x on y. And the second one is assumed mean. So when you are working out the assumed mean, you have to select any one number from the given value as a a, and then substitute that assumed mean in the respective formula x minus that value, find out small x, small y, that is dx, dy, and then substitute in the formula. And how to calculate the correlation coefficient through regression equation. We find out, right, r equal to square root of bxy into byx. And I already told you, if you want to calculate the regression coefficient of bxy and byx, when the sigma value is given, use the formula r into sigma x by sigma y, or r into sigma y by sigma x. Suppose, sir, sigma value is not given, x and y is given. That means you need to find out the x value, x square, xy value. So in that case, you have to use a regression coefficient formula byx equal to summation xy divided by summation x square, or summation xy divided by summation y square. Okay, so this is what you have to follow in the correlation and regression. So any doubts in this? Any doubts in the third chapter? Clear? You should be thorough with the formula. The remaining, the procedure for working over problems is similar, right? Correlation, regression are similar. You have to put the tabular column, you have to open a different columns like x by x square, y square, x equal to x minus x bar, x equal to x minus a, y equal to y minus y bar, y equal to y minus a, x y, x y summation value, dx, dy, dx square, dy square. This kind of procedure is same for both correlation and regression. But the thing is, apply the respective formula. Okay, is it clear? Any doubts in the third unit? Guys, please understand. Whether you have any doubts, please tell me. If it is clear, then we'll move on to the fifth unit. Any doubts? Don't reply for this also. Yes, Likit, can you unmute Likit? Likit 2043. Likit, unmute Likit. You're not unmute. If you're not unmuting, no problem. I will put it in the waiting room or I'll remove from the class. Which one you want? Likit, are you there or not? You will not reply, right? Likit, can you unmute? Likit? Okay, no problem. No need to be there in the class. Okay. Mohammed Ismail, no doubts. Okay, fine. Yes, Tejas Gupta. Can you unmute Tejas Gupta? Tejas Gupta 2060. Tejas Gupta also is not replying. Tejas Gupta, final call. Okay, be there in the waiting room. I'll remove from the class. No problem. Removed. Okay, yes, no doubts, sir. Neil. Okay, fine. So okay, so I think at least two people has replied that they don't have a route. No problem. Okay, so with this we come to the third end of the third unit, and today we are going to discuss about the fifth unit. And don't think that sir you didn't take fourth unit. Fourth unit we already completed. There are some people they will say that sir fourth unit without taking fourth unit we are going to fifth unit from third. Fourth unit is already taken, guys. Fourth unit is what? Moving average and trend value, right? 3-year moving average, 4-year, 5-year moving average, and then the trend value. How to find out the trend value for the given variable, right? So that is what the fourth unit. Now the fifth unit, the final chapter of your business statistics the syllabus is fifth unit is index number. Okay, so now today we will start what do you mean by index number and what are the different types of index numbers are there. Okay, what are the index numbers are there, and how to construct that index number and what are different methods are there. Under that methods only, we are going to work out the problems. Okay, so index number, and this is your syllabus content. Okay, see, we will be discussing what do you mean by index number, types of index numbers are there, how to construct the index number. When you are constructing, we need to follow two important methods. Okay, one is simple method, another one is a weighted aggregate method. Under each method, you have a two type methods are there. Okay, under that methods only we will be working on the problem. Okay, so we'll be discussing about how to construct the index number. Methods of index number, we have a simple aggregate method. This is the first one. Okay, the second method is a weighted index method. So under simple method, we have a simple aggregate method, simple average of price relative method. Okay, under the first method itself, we have a two sub methods are there. Under simple method, we have a simple aggregate method, simple average of price relative method. Okay, this is the two methods under simple method are there. The second method is a weighted index method. Under weighted index method, we have a two types. One is weighted aggregate method and weighted average of price relative method. Under weighted average method, we have how to find out the index number by using last Pierce method, Pastures method, Fisher's ideal method. Okay, so there are different methods. Other don't get confused. We will go one by one. Okay, one by one. I will explain what is that method, the formula. We will solve the problem under that one or two problem. Okay, and then the second method. Like that, we will go by method by each method, so that it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, so now we'll move on to the theory concept, the basic thing. Okay, so anyone have an idea what you mean by index number? What is called index? Any idea? Did you hear the term called index? I think you may have studied in your schools. Any idea about what is index? Why they are calling it as a index number? It is one of the important statistical method or techniques. Price and quantity. Okay, you are talking about the variables which involved in index number. Okay, right. Good. Ivan has given that price and quantity. Okay, you are talking about the variable for the index number. Okay, I am asking what you mean the index. Generally, what is called index? Indicator. Okay, indicator through. You are saying indicator. How you are saying that index number is like an indicator of what? Yes, Ashik has given the answer. Okay, whether he is replied or he has seen any. Okay, no problem. Very good. Abhinay also given the answer. See, as she just told that it's like an indicator. Okay, so which indicates, she just told that it's going to be an indicator of what? So the indicator of changes, variation. Okay, what is the variation? What is the changes takes place in the particular variable? That it will indicate. Okay, so index number. Okay, if you see the statistical meaning of what is index number, it is like a, yeah, Arish just told it, measure the relative change in income, not only income, other variables also. Okay, good, very good. So index number is, as per the statistical meaning, index is one of the method. Okay, it is one of the method to evaluate, to find out, to indicate what is the changes or what is the variation in a variable or a different group of variables. For example, the people has told that price, quantity. So most probably, okay, most probably price, quantity, value. Okay, these kind of variables only will involved in index number. Suppose, sir, now you know the present situation. Okay, if you compare the present situation, sir, I want to know the changes in the price level of a COVID vaccination. So when COVID was there, okay, they started generating or creating the vaccination COVID Shield, Covaxin. Now we have a Remdesivir vaccination. Okay, and once the Remdesivir vaccination comes, the Covishield and Covaxin vaccination prices has been reduced, right? From 600 to 400 or 400 to 300, some 200 rupees has been reduced now. So, sir, I want to know the changes in the price of the vaccination in 2021 present. And I want to know the change in the variations of the price of the vaccination in the present year. When you are finding the index number, you have to find the variation. How you will find the variation? For example, sir, I'm going to find the variations in your teaching methodology. You are saying that. How you will measure my variation of teaching methodology? Definitely, you will compare my teaching methodology with the other faculties, right? Similarly, I want to know your changes in the performance in the examination. I can able to measure, I can able to index your numbers or variable by comparing with your previous semester result. So when you want to find out the index number, it is just an indication of a changes or variation in the variable by comparing with the other things. So in simple term, if you want to say what is index number is comparison. You will not simply you will not compare. Comparison of what? Changes. Sir, now I want to compare the price level of the vaccination in 2021 along with which year? I want to compare with 2019 because 2019 is the end of the year. 2019 or 2020 is a year where we started getting this pandemic, right? Coronavirus. So that is called as a base year. In index number, there are different terms are there. Price, quotation, value, quantity, base year, current year. So whenever if you want to find the changes in the changes or variation in the particular variable, you need to compare the present year along with the base year. Okay, for example, now you take, sir, if you take what is the, I want to know the changes in the lifestyle of the people. Okay, in 2021, in comparing with 19th century or 2000. That means if you take the lifestyle of the people every year, okay, every century, we are bringing a lot of changes in our lifestyle, right? Clear. So when you want to compare, you have to compare with the base year. Sir, I want to compare the usage of cell phone in 2021 along with the base year. Which year it has been started? 2000. So if you compare the usage of mobile phone, okay, 2000 along with 2021 along with the 2000, definitely you can see the lot of changes for the past 20 years, right? Changes in the model, changes in the design, changes in the price, changes in the usage of mobile phone, changes in the purchasing pattern, changes in the accessories, changes in the establishment of a mobile showrooms. You can see lot of changes. So index number is it is a method of evaluating the changes in the respective variable. The variable can be anything like a price or production. Sir, I want to know the production. I want to know the changes in the production of oxygen. Now we need more, right? So if you compare that, what is the changes in the production of oxygen in 2021 with 2010? Definitely you can see the lot of changes. In 2010 to 2018, the production will be normal standard. But from 2020 onwards, 21, that too for the past 2 months onwards, the production of oxygen has been increased more because we need that. Okay, we need to have adequate oxygens for the patient. So the usage of the oxygen, the production of oxygen has been increased now. So you can identify these changes, right? So this kind of changes in the particular variable by comparing with the base year. Okay, we can use this index number. So this is how the index number is constructed. Okay, is it clear now? What is the index number? Okay, so it is just to identify the, just to know the, calculate the changes in the variable or a group of variable. Okay, because based on the different time period. At the same time, depend upon the different location also. See, if you take our India, it is not that all the states are affected with the coronavirus, okay, to high level. Only 5 to 6 states. There are some 6 states are which is affected much. So in that locations, in for that particular state, the need of oxygen, the vaccination is more compared to the other state, right? So your index number, the changes in the variable is depend upon the time period, like a different period, different year, or depend upon the location also. Okay, is it clear now what is index number? Any doubts in the index number? Clear the concept of index number, because without understanding the base in terms of index number, you will not able to understand when we are working out the problem. Sir, why you are working the problem under simple method? Why you are comparing this? You will ask a lot of questions. You will have get confused. That's why I'm explaining by giving a detailed explanation about what is index number. right? So any doubts in the index number? Clear about what is index number? Okay, so this is what the index number meaning. I told you, right? So it just to measure, to know the changes or variation or difference, but that changes, that difference is from different time period, different location. Okay, and similarly, you can able to represent, you can able to compare the two different variables based on the different time period. That's why I told you, so a comparison of, I want to know the changes in the price level of vaccination, okay, in 2021 comparing with 2020. I want to know the production of the oxygen, okay, by comparing in 2021 along with 2020, or the usage of mobile phone. So different period, okay, and also when you are measuring these changes, okay, when you are measuring the changes by comparing the present year given period, that is called current year, and you are comparing with some fixed period, that is called as a base year. That means when this the corona situation, pandemic situation started, the end of the 2019. So you can compare, sir, I'm going to compare the usage of vaccination or usage of oxygen or usage of any other medical equipments related to COVID, all those things with the 2019. Because before that, we didn't get corona, right? And similarly, if you want to compare this changes in this pandemic situations regarding the vaccination, all those things, you can compare with the other some other years where you are affected with some virus, like you have a we have a dengue fever, we have a Ebola virus. So that year also you can able to compare. And similarly, even the governments, right? It is not that index number is used only for the business people. Even the governments also they are using, right? In the government, they are saying, no, see the present year, okay, compared to the previous election, the present election result, the number of voting has been increased to 5%. So they are comparing with the previous election. And similarly, sir, this much percentage of the people has got voting right for the first time this year compared to the previous year, because more number of youngsters has had a eligibility conditions. They crossed 18. So this year they got the eligibility to put vote. So all this purpose, for all these things, you need to have an index number. And similarly, the government is saying also the population has been increased compared to this year to this year. Okay, mostly the population of women or population of men or youngster. All these things are comes with the help of the index number. Okay, so they whatever the things that you're finding for the current year, that is for the given period, you have to compare with the base period. Base period is like a fixed period. It may be a year or a month or a day. Okay, so this index number concept was created by Bishop Fleetwood and also one of the statistician Carly, and they started studying the comparison of prices in two different years. Okay, so this is what the meaning of index number, and this is the definition of index number. So I told you, right, it's one of the statistical techniques which will be helpful for you to study the change or the variation in one or two variables according to the different time period or location. Like see income. See, in olden days, before 10 years, if you give 5,000 or 10,000, you can run your life, you can survive. But think about the present situation. Minimum, okay, present situation, minimum in cities, if you want to live in Bangalore, cities like Bangalore or Chennai, you need minimum 30,000. Minimum, right? Present situation. But if you compare our income level, our lifestyle with before 10 years, definitely there are a lot of changes. Right? In before 10 years or before 15 years, we can live our life with 5,000 is enough. It's a huge money that time. But now, even though if you have a 30 or 40 or 50, it's very difficult to sustain. Okay, so like this, so index number is knowing to calculate the changes in those things. What is the variations in the income level in 2021 comparing with 2000? Right? Similarly, our lifestyle. Our lifestyle has been improved right now, right? Before 10 years, we don't have a mobile phone, but even nowadays, each and every people in the family, they have a mobile phone. And in olden days and all, it's very difficult to get a television, a refrigerator, washing machine, this and that. We will just live our life whatever we are having. But now, all these things, items and all becomes mandatory. If you want to have a life, You should have a television, you should have a refrigerator, if you have air conditioner, home appliance. All the home appliances are mandatory for nowadays. But in old days and all, it's like if you have that, you are like in hi-fi. It's like a hi-fi life. But now, even a common people, the middle class income people are having that. So this is what the changes. So that changes is useful measured with the help of this index number. So in statistics, it is a kind of a special type of average. And this is the characteristic. So it is a special kind of an average, and it is able to measure the changes in the particular variable, and also for depend upon the different time period. And if you want to find out the index number, you have to mention the index numbers with the relative terms. That means for price, you need to mention in rupees. Okay, and for production, you need to mention in unit like kg or ton. Okay, and if you are mentioning in some other like currency notes or some other variables, you need to mention like a percentage. So relative terms should be used in the index number. Okay, this is what the characteristics, and this is what the usage. I told you right in what all the areas index number is used. The first one is economic barometer. You know what is called barometer, right? If you're studied physics, chemistry, you will come to know. Barometer is used to know the pressure. Okay, what is the pulse of the pressure? All those things in the laboratory experiment. Here, this index number is acting as the economic barometer. That means through this index number, we can able to predict, we can able to know the economic status of our country. For example, I'll tell you the changes in the petrol and diesel price, right? If you bring changes in the petrol and diesel price, automatically you know what will be the level of our economy, the GDP, and the changes in the GST. Okay, before only the for the past 2 to 3 years we have a GST. Before that we had VAT, value added tax. So when they applied value added tax, what is the economic level? And after applying GST, what is the economic level? So this index number used to know the economic development, the growth and development of our economy of our country. Okay, based on various factors, like how far we are increasing the foreign exchange activities. Based on that also, we can able to get a lot of income to the foreign exchange. So we can able to measure the economic activities also. And the second thing is, second important usage is through this index number, we can able to set some policies also. For example, I told you right, before 10 years, if you have 10,000, 5,000, you can live. But now we need to have minimum 30 to 40,000, or at least minimum 25,000 in the urban and semi-urban. Rural area, 15,000 is enough, or 10,000 is enough. But in the city sides, we need minimum 30 to 40. And that also depend upon your lifestyle. Okay, so since there are a lot of changes in the lifestyle each and every year, according to that, we are getting increment in the salary, or we are getting a changes in the salary. And another example, what I can say is due to increase in the price of the petrol and diesel, ticket fare, and then the rent, okay, and then the auto rickshaws fare has been increased. If you ask them why you are asking 40 rupees instead of 30 rupees, they will say sir, petrol price is increased. We are not getting that profit. We are getting only the minute amount. So what to do, they will say. So because of this index numbers also, you can able to frame the policy for the future. According to that, either a government or a business people can bring changes in their policy. And the third important thing is, what is the third usage of index number is you can able to know the what is the trending, what is the present trending. All right, according to that, we can bring. That's why I told you, lifestyle of the people. So according to the changes in the lifestyle of the people, according to that, in the market, in the society, there are a lot of changes. New products are coming, new models are coming, new business are coming. So this index numbers is also used for helpful for finding out what is the latest trend in the society or market. And then the fourth one is it is also able to measure your value of your money, right? See, in olden days, whether I don't know this or not, 1 rupee or 2 rupee. But when we are studying and okay, we will have a small petty shop in our near our home or schools. We used to spend 50 paise. There are 50 paise is there, 25 paise coin is there, 10 paise coin is there, one paise coin is there. So we used to give that those coins to get chocolates and biscuits, all those things. But nowadays, see, Even if you want to get a chocolates, we have a chocolates for 50 rupees, 700 rupees, 1500 rupees. And when you purchasing any items from the shop, if they don't have a 1 rupee or 2 rupee coin, what they are doing? For instead of giving a change, they are giving a chocolate, 1 rupee chocolate. Simple. So we will come to know the what is the value of the money. Okay, this index number is helpful for us to know the value of the money also. And the fifth important usage is it is used to bring what is the change. What are the adjustments we have to do in which area? If petrol price is increased, what is adjustments the government can do? They can increase the fare price. Okay, or if it is reduced, they can reduce the fare price. Okay, and similarly, when you see the budget, right? When you see the budget, whenever they are putting a budget for every year, you can see the lot of changes takes place in the different product. They will say that last year the electronic goods and devices are very less. They reduce the price. But this year when they're putting a budget, the electronic devices, home appliances product price has been increased because of this what index number. And similarly, now at present situation, this is a summer season. You're going to a showroom and purchasing a refrigerator. Definitely the price will be very high. Suppose after 2 to 3 months you go on Asda, definitely the price will be very low. So this index number is also useful for bringing a lot of changes in the product or any other items also according to the situation. So these are the usage of index number. Clear? Is it clear now? And the next thing is the different types of index numbers are there. One is the price index number. Okay, and then the second is a quantity, and the third one is a value index number. So already I told you price index number is if you want to bring changes in the price. I already told you, right? Wholesale price index number. Under price index number, there are two types of the wholesale price index number, retail price index number. Wholesale price index number, for example, you are getting a Nandini milk half liter. What is the price of the Nandini milk half liter? If you see the packet, it will show 19 rupees. So if you get Nandini milk half liter packet from the wholesaler distributor, there will be the wholesale distributor, they'll distribute the milk in a bulk quantity. So when you are getting a half liter milk, Nandini milk from the particular distributor wholesaler, you can get the milk for the same price which is mentioned in the packet, 19 rupees. Right? And then the second thing is if you're getting the same Nandini half liter milk from the nearby shop, you can get it for 20 rupees because they are getting from the wholesaler and they are selling to the customer 20 rupees. This is wholesale price. You can see the difference between the wholesale price and the price set by the shop. And similarly, come to the retail price index. Retail price index is like retail showroom. Same half liter Nandini milk, if you are purchasing from DMart, it will be 18 rupees 50 paise. 50 rupees less than the MRP. Because that retail showroom, the DMart is not only selling milk, they are selling many products. They are selling many commodities. They have a different group of commodities, different group of product variety. So this changes in the price can be identified. This is called the price index number. And similarly, the quantity. Okay, quantity. If you see the wholesaler distributor, they will get the Nandini milk a packet from the manufacturing from the government in the bulk because they are the wholesale distributor. They may be the distributor for the entire area, entire region. Whereas if you talk about the shop they will not buy in bulk. They will buy at least some 50 packet. That means 25 liters they will buy per day because their business is from morning 7 to 8. That's all. Within that 1 or 1.5 hours, they can able to sell the 25 liters of milk. So according to the quantity, there is a changes in the quantity, the volume. That is a quantitative index number. And then the third one is value index number, where it is a combination of both price and quantity. If you get up goods in a bulk, definitely they will get some discount in the price. All right. So according to that, so the changes in the value that is called as a value index number. So these are the three types of index number. So most probably when you are working out the problem on the index number, we will be working out with this three kinds of variables only. What is the changes in the price? Okay, by comparing 2012 with 2005, 2013 with 2005 base period. What is the changes? What is changes in the quantity? Like that, we can able to work out the problem. Okay, clear about the types of index number? Okay, so finally we have one more thing. So with that, we will go for the problem. And the another important thing is the next important topic is a construction of index number. Okay, please make a note of it. This is very, very important. For 5 marks, they may ask you sometimes how to construct an index number. Okay, there are 6 steps out there. So before constructing index number, you should know what are all the terms that you have to use. So if you see the formula and the index number, P will be used to denote price. Q is for quantity, V is for value. For base year, it should be 0. For current year, it should be 1. So this should be mentioned in your formula. Okay, and when you're constructing an index number, what are all the problems you may face? How to solve it? So before constructing index number, before finding out the index number for the given variable for the given problem, first important steps is a base year is the period it's a fixed period. For example, which year the mobile phone has been introduced? Maybe in 2000. Take it as an example in 2000. It is not introduced in 2005 or 10 or 2, 3, 4. The base year means which year it has been started. Okay, which year this corona has been started? Maybe at the end of the year of 2019, you can say. Yeah, 2019. So that is a base year, which is a fixed period. That from that year only, for the past 2 years, we are facing the problem. Right? And maybe in future, we may or we may not. Right? Similarly, if you talk about the election is a 5 years once. Okay, they will not come. For example, this last month we had election for the 4 different states. So how they are saying that, sir, the percentage of the youngsters and new voters has been increased compared to the previous year means not 2020. 2020 no elections has been happened. When it has been happened in 2016, and before that 2011. So they have been comparing with the base period, which is in period which has been started. So you can compare 2021 results with 16, 16 with 11, 11 with 6, 6 with 1. Like that, you can go ahead. Similarly, the mobile phone. Okay, that is called as the base year. It's like a fixed period. You can take it as a starting year. Okay, fine, good. So now the second one is first important thing when you're constructing index number. First, define the purpose. That means you have to define what kind of data it is. The data is related to price. It is related to quantity. It is related to value. It is related to price. It is related to production. Please mention what is the nature of the data and the statistic techniques, which is a base year, which is a current year. That is the first important step. Second important thing is you have to select proper base year or base period. Okay, don't think that what are the years given in the problem is all a base year. If you can see the difference between the base year and current year, definitely there will be a huge change will be there. Like a 5 to 6 years gap or 3 years gap. Most probably more than 5 years gap will be there. So that base year can be a year or a month or a period. It's depend upon the problem. The third important thing that you need to note down when you are calculating the index number. See, base period should be a normal and then stable economic condition. Don't take the period of like strikes and lockouts. See, for example, once the lockdown is started, all the transport services has been stopped, right? Almost for the 6 to 7 months. And once they brought relaxation in the lockdown, they told that even that omnibus, okay, and then other transport services also can be operated. Once they given a permission to operate, what they did, they increased the price, right? All these omnibus operators, they increase the price from 2000 to 3000, 1000 to 1500. Why? Because they are saying that for the past 7 months, we don't have a business. If you want to get a profit and if you want to compensate for the previous 6 months, we need to increase our price. Right? This is the situation. So this kind of situations you cannot consider for the base period because these are all temporary. Even if you see this pandemic situation, you can say, sir, in this pandemic situation for the past 2 to 3 years, you can say some business goes down, some online business are increased. Can you say that online business will be in the same standard, will be in the same percentage for the next 2 to 3 years also? Who knows? Suppose after 1 year, the pandemic situation goes, we are come back to the normal. Then other business also will get developed. An online business will be almost in a normal level only compared to this year. So this kind of situation, this kind of a period here, you cannot take it as a base period. It should be free from those irregularities. That's what they say when you are choosing a base period. And then the base period should not be too long. Don't take 25 years, 30 years, 10 years, 15 years. It should be like a normal. And when you have to choosing a base period, it should be based on the fixed or like a continuous based. Okay, maybe it should be a fixed year, fixed period, or it should be like a continuous year, like from 2010 onwards. I just want to know the changes from 2001, 10, 11, 12, 13, like that. So this is the way you have to follow when you're choosing a base year. This is the second step you have to follow when you're constructing index number. Third one is selection of item. You need to know what is the sample size. Okay, what is the characteristic of the particular sample? Okay, how much price, how much quantity, what is the value, what is the output, all those things you need to know. You need to select the proper item, and after that you need to select the price quotation, because price will differ from different period for a different items. So that should be properly noted in the particular table. And then the fifth one is choose proper suitable weight for each item, right? That is very important. And then the choose suitable average when you are finding out the average for the given variable. Okay, to know the changes in the price or variation in the price, you need to go for a finding out the average. In average, you have to find out two average. One is simple average, another one is geometric mean. These two average you need to find out. You will work out when you are working out the problem, you understand. When you are working out the problem under simple average of price relative method, you need to calculate simple average as well as a geometric mean also. And finally, choose appropriate formula. Sir, they are asking me to solve by using simple method. Then use simple average method or simple average of price relative method. So they're asking you to solve the problem or find out the index number by using weighted method. Weighted method, which method they're using? They're asking you to find out through Fischer method or Laplace method. So according to that, you can use it. Okay, so with this, we have come to the theory part. We have completed the theory part. Is there any doubts in the concept of index number? Why I have taken this much time is because you need to understand the terms and the concept of index number. Otherwise, you will just understand the problem, how to do that. That's all. Okay, you don't know what is the reason behind that, why we how to do the problem like that. Okay, any doubts, guys? If you have any doubts, please ask me in the index number. Please note down the terms in the index number. That is very important. And also different types. Construction of index number is very important. 5 marks they may ask you. Okay, any doubts in the index number concept clear? Or anyone I want to ask and I want to remove from the class? Okay, wait, I'll ask. Yes, Kiran Chandran, 2039. Kiran Chandran. Okay, he is still sleeping in the bed. It's a midnight for him. Kiran Chandran, can you unmute? Kiran Chandran. Okay. Fine. Any other doubts, guys? Please tell. Sir, please show the previous slide. Okay. This one, right? Okay, no doubts. So thank you, Ashik. Thank you, Devan. Okay. So I think you are clear with the concept index number. Okay. Okay, now take your note and we'll go for a problem now. The slide before this. You are copying, Rihanna? No, you just note on the formulas alone because the theory part it will be in the LMS. I'll upload already first, second, third, and fourth unit already uploaded in the LMS. I'll upload this also. Okay, done. Okay. Yes. Okay, now, guys, please take your note and write the chapter number. Unit 5. Please everyone take your note, write unit number 5, title of the unit, index number. Title of the unit, index number. And then below that, write methods of index number. We have two methods, I already told you, right? Simple method, which is also called unweighted method. Simple method or unweighted method. Second method is weighted method, weighted index method. So in two methods, we have another two methods are there. You just write one by one. First, write unit 5 index number. Below that, methods of index number. First method A, simple or unweighted index method. Simple or unweighted index method. Simple or unweighted index method. Under that, we have a two method. One is simple aggregate method. Another one is simple average of price relative method. Under the first method, we have a two sub methods are there. First sub methods is simple aggregate method. So after writing that simple aggregate method, copy this formula. Now we will work out the problem on this method. So how to calculate? Suppose they'll ask you, sir, calculate the price index number for the year 2015-16 by using simple aggregate method. They will mention the method name. They will mention the method name. They're asking, then you need to use this formula. So the formula for this simple aggregate method calculating index number is P01. 01 should be in the index. 01 should be in the suffix. So you can calculate the price index number by using simple aggregate method. P01 equal to summation of P1 divided by summation of P0 into 100. Summation of P1 is you have to sum up all the price of the current year. P1 is price of the current year. And summation P1 is you have to sum up the price of the current year, all the price of all the items. P0 is sum of the prices of the base year. That means for which year you want to compare and find out the index number. Okay. So did you copy this formula? Shall I move on to the problem? Copy it. Okay, Shubham. Please copy the formula. It's very, very important, guys. Don't think that everything is there in the LMS. The theory part, okay, but for formulas, please write it in the note. How many times you are writing and practicing yourself, you can remember that formula. Copy it. Okay, Christy, thank you. Okay, now I'll move on to the problem. So under this first method, I'm going to work out one problem. There are two problems are there. There is another formula also for quantity. Suppose if the problem is given in quantity, you can use the same formula. Instead of P, use Q. That's all. Instead of P, use Q. Done. So we will work out the two problems now. Copy it. The same formula only, but when they're asking, for example, in problem, no, if they're giving price for 2 or 3 different year, asking you to compare the base year, you can use the P formula. Instead of price, they are mentioning quantity. That means rice 50 kg, wheat 20 kg. So when they're giving a quantity, you can use this. Almost both are same only, but thing is only the term will differ. Copy it. Shall I move on to the problem now? Okay. Yes. Now take down the first problem. So now you have to find out calculate the price index number for the year 2011, 2012, 2013 by using simple aggregate method based on the base year 2001. Okay. Now see, they're given the 6 items: rice, wheat, milk, and kg. 1 kg of rice is 16 rupees in 2001. And in 2011 it is 22 rupees, 2012 35 rupees, 2013 it is 32 rupees. Similarly, 1 kg of wheat, 10 rupees in 2001. Like that, they are given this data. So you have to find out the price index of the current year 2011 with the base year 2001. Again, you have to compare the price index of 2012 with the base year 2001, 2003 with the 2001. Right? So what you have to do now? Anyone have an idea? So P0 is 2001 base year, and P1 is current year. We have 3 current year. So P1 is for 2011, 2012, 2003. You have to calculate summation P. That means you have to just add all the price. Once if you copy, tell me. I will stop sharing this and I will move on to the Word document. Copy it. Okay. Okay, now I will stop sharing this and I will share my Word document. So in the Word document also this table will be there. Yes. Now can you able to see the Word document, right? Everyone? Is it visible? Word document is visible? Okay, now, so this is a problem. Okay, now we need to find out the price index. What I told you, what is the formula for price index? P01 equal to summation P1 divided by summation P0 into 100. P1 is for the current year, P0 is for the base year. So they are given that we have to compare the 2011, 12, 13 price with the base year 2001. So 2001, I want to zoom. Okay, wait. Is it fine? Is it fine, Christy? Yeah, okay. So 2001. Okay, now see, base is 2001. So we need to find out summation P0. P0 is what I told you, summation of all the price. So you have to add all the price, 16 plus 10 plus 14 plus 16 plus 60, 28. What is that value you're getting? Anyone?
144.
144. Okay. And similarly, we need to calculate a P1, right? So P1, here also it will be the P1 only, not the P2, because we need to find out the price index for different year. So what is the summation of all the price of 2011?
178.
178. Okay. And what is the summation of price of items of 2012? 213, 213.
Yeah.
Okay. And for 2013?
276.
275. Okay. Now we got the total. 273.
66.
276. Okay, thank you. So now we got all the total price value of all the year. Okay, just is a simple calculation. We have to find the summation because in the formula we are having the summation P now 1 divided by summation P0 into 100. So summation P1 is the current year, P0 summation P0 is a base year. The problem they given 2001 is a base year. So we are taking summation P0 here, and all this rest of the years are summation P1 only. Now I will go to the formula. This is the formula, right? P01 equal to summation P1 by summation P0 into 100. Now, what is the price index for the year 2011? This is the price index for 2011. Summation P1 divided by summation P0 into 100. So, 178 divided by 144 into 100. What is the value you are getting? What is the value?
123.611.
Now, first tell me 178 divided by 144.
1.236.
1.236 into 100. So, what you will get for the year 2011? 123.
123.6.
Okay, so this is the price index of the year 2011. Similarly, we need to do for 2012. What is the 2012 value? It's like a summation P1 divided by P0. So 213, right? 213 divided by 144 into 100. What is 213 divided by 144?
1.479.
1.479 into 100. So it is equal to 147.9. That means this is the price index of the 2012. And next 2013. What is the 2013 price value? 276. So 276 divided by 144 into 100. So what is 276 divided by 144?
1.916.
916 into 100. Therefore, you will get 191.6. That's it. So we got the price index for current year 2011, 12, 13 with the base year. So this is how we need to calculate. Is it clear now? So we got the price index value for 11, 12, 13. Yeah, that's it. So the first problem is over. So if you want, you can copy this problem. I'll go for once if you copy, tell me. Not like that. No need to mention P2, P3. Let it be in P1 itself. That's why I in the left hand side I written the year price index for the year 2011. So summation P1 by P0 into 100. 2012, same thing. If you mention also not a problem. But if you get a right answer, okay. Okay, is it clear now? The first problem. Again, shall I move on to the next problem? Next problem is very simple. You people can do it and tell me the answer, no issue. So this is a price index for the 2011. I will show a price index for the year 2012 and price index for year 2013. Okay, everyone has copied. If everyone has copied, please tell me. And move on to the next problem. Okay, now please note down the second problem. This is very simple. Only for 1 year they're asking to calculate. So they given the commodities A, B, C, D. Okay, A is some product, B is some product. What is the price of that particular product in 2011 and in 2014 they're given. Now we have to compare the calculation price index number 2014 with the base year. Which is the base year? The previous year 2011. Okay, that is a fixed year. So you have to calculate the price index of the year 2014 with the base year 2011. Okay, find out and tell me what is the summation P0 value and what is summation P1. What is summation P0? 250, right? This one, $200. Please check and tell me. So now 200 divided by 250 into 100.
0.8 into 100.
0.8
Into 100.
8 into 100. Therefore, the
80.
price index for the number is 80. That means rupees 80. You can mention the unit also. Sorry to tell. I just didn't inform that. In the construction of index number, I told you no relative terms quantity should be mentioned. So rupees 80. So the price index of the year 2014 is rupees 80. That's it. So simple. So like that, in the previous problem, we had 2 to 3 years. Now we have only 1 year with the base year. Some problems they may ask you to calculate for 5 years also. They will give 3 to 5 years as a current period, and they'll ask you to compare with some base period. Okay. So like that, you can calculate the simple aggregate method, price index using simple aggregate method and a simple method. Okay, clear? So the first method is over. Okay, suppose instead of price they are giving quantity. Okay, the quantity of the items means 50, 60, 100, and they mention either in a kg or a ton or a unit. That the respective unit should be mentioned here. Only the thing is, instead of P, you are going to put Q, but procedure is same. Okay. So any doubts in the simple aggregate method? Is it clear? So it's a time up. Any doubts you can ask me. Otherwise, we will wind up the class. So next class on Tuesday, we will go to the second method, simple average of price relative method. That comes under simple index method only. So simple index method, we have two methods. One is simple aggregate method, which we worked out now. Second method is simple average of price relative method. That is the second method under simple method. So if you complete that, with that simple method will be over. And then weighted index method we will go. In weighted method only we have two methods. One is a weighted aggregate method, weighted average of price relative method. Under weighted aggregate, we have a three method: lapses, histures, and then one more method is there. Okay. So any doubts? Clear? Everyone has copied this problem? Two problem. Everyone has copied? If copied, tell me, I will stop sharing the Word document. Okay, fine. So with that, the first and second problem is over. Now I told you now first problem, second problem. So simple aggregate method is over under simple method, index method. And the next we have can work out on the simple average of price relative. Okay. So with this, I will end the session and we will meet you in the next class. Okay, on Tuesday. And don't forget that tomorrow is the last date for submission of assignment. Please in LMS, time will not wait. That's all I can say. Okay, so please upload the LMS file in the LMS properly. Don't create a link. There are some students, okay, I think the students those are sitting in the A section, in that two students are done like that. They have created a link and they posted. That is not the procedure. Already explained to you. Click that assignment submission. Once if you click, it will go to the next window. Again, there will be an assignment submission link will be there. Click that. Once if you click that, you can view the assignment title page. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. If you have to visit that page, after visiting that page, there will be a last line for assignment submission. Click here, which will be in the blue color. Once if you keep your cursor there, it will show like a link. Click that. If you click, Google form will be open. Once Google form is open, give your name, register number, upload your assignment file and submit. Once if you submitted, your response has been submitted. That acknowledgement you should get. If you get, then only your assignment is uploaded successfully. If you are not getting that acknowledgement, you made some mistake. You are not following the procedure what I'm saying. So please be clear in that. And already, Christy, I told you right. There are among that 4 people, there are 2 people they are submitted in that way. Please inform Arshavardhan and one more guy, Arshavardhan, and I think some people are there. Please inform them because they didn't submitted. They created a link. So please inform them, Christy. And the interpretation. Interpretation simply you have tried, ma'am. For example, after calculating the median, you got the mean, you got the average mark, right? Average marks of the student equal to 65.3. The median value for the given series equal to 30. The range for the given individual series is 14. The interquartile range of the given mark series or given series of mark equal to 38.4. You have to write the interpretation like that. Is it clear? Don't write story. We don't need story. Okay. For regression correlation, according to the variable, you have to write. But for this thing, not write. Okay. So please submit on or before 7th May. That is tomorrow. Okay. So if you have any doubts, you can call me. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll end the session.